Okay, Andrew, we're in the shop. You broke your 4.7 gear set last weekend in the snow. What are we gonna do instead of breaking a third set of 4.7 gears?
Well, it gets kind of expensive when you keep going through 4.7 gear sets, so the old 1UZ, just too much power. Just blow it. I mean, Jeep wouldn't even be able to stand the power this thing puts out.
That. Yeah, yeah.
No, we're gonna do we'll go to automatic, the A340, which I got some video of me tearing apart and modifying. And I'm gonna go to the chain case, which is the Toyota, comes kind of stock 3-liter at the 5-speed. I think it's the VH1 case, the one nobody likes.
What's the reduction on that?
2.5 to 1.
Okay.
So with the automatic and that, I'm gonna do, I mean, the reduction is not great, but that'll get me by right now, and then I can do a doubler and Atlas later or something. Just need to get to Utah. We got like 5 weekends till Utah, and today we're gonna drop the 5-speed out of this, pull the 1UZ out. Got a few little things to do that. To basically adjust the valves, I can't get at this thing, so I gotta pull the motor to adjust the valves. You guys probably noticed in the videos, this thing's got a little tick on the left side. Got a little bit of valve lash. I'm sure everyone else noticed too, but I could just run it, but
yeah, I think we need to do it right.
Yeah, I got an oil leak I want to address, get the valves adjusted, and then being as the tranny's coming out anyway, that's a great time to pull the motor. Right. So that's what we're doing today.
We're crunched on time for sure, because he works a lot of hours, I work a lot of hours, and we got to get this thing back up and going before April 1st or March 31st, I guess.
All right. I got all the shifters pulled out. Ready to go here. Truck's working on stuff under the hood. What you doing?
Oh, pulling this 4-cylinder case off here that's broke so we can go auto and chain drive. So
oh, it's moving. Or I think it is.
oh yeah,
Okay. Here.
go with it.
Just straight down and set it right in that bucket.
Okay.
Get it down. Okay.
So we got the motor pulled, and Andrew's always had an exhaust leak, so we're gonna see if we can find it here. I'm sure it's on these spectacular welds Andrew did.
That's premium grade A stuff, dude.
Something like that. Whoa, hold on a minute. So Steven did this weld. Oh
You
no.
missed a spot, bud.
Oh, is this really not leaking?
Oh, my stuff's premium.
It's not. Oh man. We have
She's out.
the motor plucked and the trans. So now it's time we check the valves, order the right shims, and then once we get that,
Stab it back in and slap an auto on it. Alright, so on HighTower, especially on the driver's side, we had essentially loose rocker arms, although there's no rocker arms. This is a shim over bucket. So this one had excessive wear, and this one's 16 thousandths, this one's 12, and we want to be somewhere between, I think, 8 and 10. So they make this fancy little tool.
6 and 10.
6 and 10 on the spec. You clamp this around there, push that bucket down, and you take this tool, and that might be hard to see, but it holds it down, and then you pop the shim out, and then we'll measure the shim, and then we'll call Toyota or Lexus, and we'll order the right parts. And this should eliminate, I hope, my noise from this driver's side, that ticky 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 noise. And while I'm at it, I think I'll check the other side, but hopefully this cures us. All right, if you can see me here. So I had that plug that was bad, or that I broke taken apart, and I've fixed it now, and I'll show you what it looks like. It's really tight. There's not much room there, but we've got that one, the Deutsch connector, and this one. Just like that. Bam. Don't mind the mess. I am still waiting for the shims so I can adjust the valves. So this thing's just sitting in here temporarily. Can't reassemble it all because I gotta have the motor out to do those shims. So waiting for those to come in the mail. In the meantime, I'm gonna set in here in the motor mounts, temporarily get it in place, put the transmission in the auto, and then start on the cross member, drive lines, things like that, while we're waiting for shims to come. In the meantime, I have picked up another auto. This one from an SC400, so it has a slightly lower first gear. So we're gonna do the four-wheel drive modification again on this one. Oh, and it has the wiring plugs that I need for my shift box. This is an A340 I got out of a T100 with the right-hand drive transfer case. So it's like pre-96, I think. And behind this is this adapter, which has the A340 bolt pattern on this side and the chain drive for the VH chain drive case on this side. So this is actually a bad transmission. This is the auto transfer case with the forward shift. You might be able to modify this. I don't know, I'm not going to use that, but I just wanted this. And then over here, this was a two-wheel drive transmission behind an LS400, similar to behind an SC400. This was on here. Took that off. Got rid of that. The tail shaft used to be that long. I measured what I needed to run between here. Put this in between, which this bolts up to this. This bolts up to this. Did some measuring. Cut that off. I think it was 98 millimeters from here. Something like that. It was pretty easy. And then you have to drill a hole in it. Right here. There's an oil hole up top. You either gotta machine a washer to go over that and then feed oil down through the back, but there's a bearing that sits in the back of this case. Gotta make sure that gets oiled. So it's easiest just to drill a hole through the back. That comes out directly in the middle, drips into here. It's actually this side. It's a little catch. Comes back, drains back to pan. I am not using any of the automatic shifting stuff. I have a standalone Link ECU on mine. I got rid of all the factory wiring harness. I'm not going to use the computer for the transmission. I ordered a gearbox shifter set from Cartoon out of New Zealand, and I'm going to use that. So it'll be a manual automatic shifting. So I don't need any kind of sensor here. I'm just going to plug this hole. Oh, drilled it, 1/4 inch plug I'm going to put in it. Don't need a sensor. It'll just be a manual shift. And yeah, getting ready to put this thing all together. I'm also going to take this case and split it, clean it up, and make it, modify this and take this rear detent out so this case can be twin stick. That way I get a two-wheel drive low range, which is kind of nice. And then I may end up doing a, maybe go to an Atlas 4-speed down the road, or I may try the Northwest Fab EcoBox for Toyota and put two of these together. This chain drive case has a planetary reduction. I'm hoping that's gonna be a little stronger, and it's only 2.5 to 1. So I might just run two of those, and hopefully I'll quit breaking things. Anyways, this is the project for today. Anyone out there wondering about doing a two-wheel drive 1UZ auto and a four-wheel drive, all you gotta do is get this. Now they do make, you can buy this for $600 or $700. So if you can pick this up from an old used Toyota T100 right-hand drive, right-hand drop on the T case, I mean, not right-hand drive, but these are getting a little scarce to come by. All right, we got this chain drive case all apart. We just ground down this left one. So hopefully this thing will shift independently between low range, high range, and two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive. And basically make a twin stick. Now we'll put all the guts back together. All right, time to go home, order some parts for HighTower. I got the transmission stabbed in there temporarily. I'm still waiting on some other parts, but show you what we got going on. Cross member, those are the old bolt holes. So I need to get some more weld nuts so I can catch these other holes. Basically the whole thing slid back a couple inches. Alright, original cross member, old bolt holes from last time we moved it. I'm gonna weld this to this, gusset it and stuff. This is a new piece we added. Got it tacked in, I gotta weld it in. Put some weld nuts in there. And we'll put some angles like that, but it'll work. I mean, it's a Toyota, so we gotta kind of make do with what we can scrounge up. I mean, if it was a Jeep thing, we'd probably be able to buy it new, but we don't got Jeep money, so. All right, back over the shop, working on HighTower. Next week is March, and we're leaving April 1st for Utah to go to Sand Hollow. Had to wait for some parts. Finally got, I think, everything. I just gotta buckle down and do this, but Chuck's not here helping today, so I'm doing my cross member, and Chuck's kind of quality control. So we got a little redneckery going on. We're gonna use the original, which I used before. I just had 2 holes here, but I used some existing holes I made last time, so we just scabbed some scrap metal on here. Gonna weld this all up. Like I said, Chuck's not here to give me any grief, so if I hurry and get it done, it'll be permanent and he can't say nothing about it. And it'll work fine. Besides, it's a Toyota. It's like, we don't got Jeep money. And I'm gonna get a t-shirt that says, I don't got Jeep money. But anyways, get this whipped out in a minute. Then I can drop the transmission back out of it, transfer case. Motor's just sitting in there. Pull the motor back out. And I finally got those shims for the valve adjustment. Get those in, and then I can put the motor tranny, everything back in, some wiring, and go play. Not really. I got a 3-link I'm gonna try to do before Sand Hollow also. And if we can really think we're doing good, we'll try to do a roll cage, XO cage. But don't know if that's gonna happen with only 4 weekends left to go.